I would say Happy Christmas, but we have one more episode before this. After this,
Yeah, we've got at least one more episode. There's
yeah.
one
So
more episode of Hawkeye, and then there's also Spider-Man.
yeah. So it won't be Christmas. Yeah. So okay. All right. So
And our ranking episode.
yeah, we got a
which
lot
is gonna
going
be
on.
awesome.
Yeah, a lot
Yeah,
going
you're
on.
gonna have tons of Super Sideshow to listen to while you're off for Christmas.
Everybody's just so excited. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
When do you, I think we've hit our 50th episode.
Last episode was our 50th episode.
Well, happy.
I'm not
50th.
really one for numbers and stuff like that.
Happy 50. We should do 100 at least. If we get to 100,
yeah, we could do 100. We could do 100. Yeah, we could do something special.
Yeah, right.
But we do have our special rankings episode, like hot on the heels of that 50th.
Yes, pretty fun. Can't wait. Can't wait.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Hawkeye 5 came out, and I mean,
it's called Ronin.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
without a doubt, this is the best episode, right?
Oh yeah, it was so good. I was so excited to like text you after I watched it.
I mean,
it was really, really good.
There's only one reason it's Florence Pugh. She's like amazing.
Yeah, she's awesome. Like, can she be in every Marvel movie from here on out?
It's just like it's something about like that. The scene that everybody's going to remember and talk about is the scene where Kate Bishop and Yelena is sitting down just talking. And Florence Pugh just ate that scene completely up. Just ate it. Just like this is my scene. I'm going to win an Academy Award. And she just acted. She acted it up. I mean, it's really good. I mean, it's not even. There's not a lot of chemistry between those two. I think Florence Pugh just creates chemistry with whoever she is in the room with.
Right.
And like that's kind of a rare thing to do if you're an actor. It's like whoever. Well,
she was the same way in the Black Widow movie.
Yeah.
Like,
she can just
every scene she was in was like the best scene in the movie.
Yeah, she just knows how to do it. It's really fascinating. I think
she's very enchanting.
Yeah, maybe. I think she's just a good actress. Actor.
Could be.
It's actor. Actor is the universal term for all actors, no matter what.
I believe so. Yep.
We don't say actress anymore, so I need to stop.
Don't need to.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb. But if we I guess
what about that opening, man?
Yeah, let's start from the beginning. So we get opening with Yelena and another Black Widow. If you watch the Black Widow movie, then at the end, Yelena and a few of the other Black Widows are going to go out and cure the rest of the Black Widows because they are under some kind of chemical mind control. So they break into they break into a mansion. They start fighting this woman. They spray her with the antidote, and it turns out that she's not subjugated; that she's just living her life. And they they end
living
up
her best life.
Yeah, well, it ends up being that she's like a mercenary now, and that kind of opens the door to Yelena's thing. But then Yelena goes to the bathroom just to kind of wash her hands. I'm not really sure what she was doing in there. She just kind of wanted to get a break, I guess. And then she gets snapped. Which is a really cool scene because she's snapped and like it's her feeling the experience of it. Like it's not like it's like 1 second she's there, the next second. If you watched WandaVision, the same thing happened to another character. Do you remember that in WandaVision?
I absolutely do not remember that.
Oh, no, we have to watch. We're gonna have to do WandaVision. That's just obvious. Because it's great.
Yeah, who was it? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was the actress. It's not the character's name. The woman who turns into Pulsar. It was Monica Rambeau. I think that's her name, Monica Rambeau.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But she's sitting next to her mother's bed, and then she gets snapped. So they did the same thing, but this was a little different because she Yelena turns to ash, but then she kind of constitutes herself, and then the whole room changes, and she's like, what? And just side note, man, the MCU is really loving this whole snap thing. Like they have to incorporate it into everything. It's like okay, it's just weird. Like you would think that they would just they would just have gotten away from that. Like okay, we've done that story, let's move on. But then no, they're constant. They're really bringing up a lot of things from Endgame and. It's like they just need to. I'm not really sure if they need to or they want to.
I mean, I thought that was a really cool scene. It kind of, I just thought it was really cool. I was eating lunch when I was watching this the first time, and I did not know what was going on, so I had to like rewind and watch that again. It was a pretty cool scene.
Yeah, it's just I didn't think that when we were going to do an in-game episode at some point, but I never thought that in-game would have so much influence over the rest of their properties like it's happening now, you know. So
Well, I
man,
mean, half of the planet's population going away for 5 years is a pretty big event. It's going to have a lot of impacts.
yeah, but if you read the comics, these big event things never influence the stories moving forward. Like they sometimes do, but very rarely. Like it's just like, okay, we did that story, time for something new. So it's interesting how they
Did the snap happen in the comics? Was there like a 5-year
Oh
period
yeah,
where half
there
people
was
were gone?
there wasn't a 5 year period, but there was the snap, and yeah, half the population of the universe like vanished. Yeah, we talked
How
about
long
that.
did that last?
Couple days.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah. So yeah, there definitely weren't any comics about that 5-year period. That could have been really cool.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
I'd still like to see like a Disney Plus show or something about those 5 years where half the people are gone.
They'll do it. I mean, like, they obviously like the story. They obviously enjoy doing it and talking about it, so they'll do it at some point.
I mean, they're listening to our podcast and they've already taken our notes about they need to do, a new Spider-Man series. So I'm sure now that we've talked about that, they'll announce that pretty
I
soon.
mean, obviously.
Right.
But then, like, we get a flash forward to Yelena in New York, and so wait, hang on, I'm off. Yeah, wait, yeah, Yelena's in New York. She's talking to Kate Bishop. No, wait, Kate Bishop goes home. I'm sorry. Okay, wait, let's rewind.
Right. Yeah.
Kate Bishop goes home. She's being rejected by Hawkeye. She cries. She gets upset. And then she goes back to her apartment that was burned down, kind of to get stuff. And then her Yelena have a great conversation, just a great conversation. It's really good. Like that scene's like that's one of those scenes I'd watch again, just to kind of watch it and have fun with it. So like yeah, Yelena is going to try to kill Clint Barton, because of what he did to her sister, or what she thinks she did to her sister.
Right.
If folks don't remember in Endgame, the scenario for the soul gem requires someone to sacrifice their life to get it, and the Black Widow sacrificed her life, and Barton got the soul gem, which it's a silly, weak storytelling device, but it is what it is. We talked about that before. We'll talk about it again with Endgame. But then, like so then Yelena kind of just leaves, and then Kate Bishop decides she wants to be a hero. She talks to Clint Barton, or tries to.
Kate gives Yelena a very key bit of information, or at least she poses a very key question to Yelena.
What's the question?
That scene. She's like, if you think that Clint is bad, you need to second guess who hired you.
Yes, which is going to be part of the ending, which is going to be super great. Can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Then
Mike was right.
Who was right? You?
I was right.
Okay, we established early that the mother could be a villain. I put that possibility out there.
I'm just saying I was right.
Okay, well, okay. There's a lot you were wrong about.
I don't know. We'll talk about it when we get there.
Okay. And then we get it's a kind of a slow episode. Interestingly enough, there's a quiet scene where Clint Barton is at the house of Grills, who, by the way, Bombshell Award goes to me because I knew I need to check. Grills is actually from the comics, so let's talk about that for a second. In the TV show, Grills is a fireman who also LARPs, which is odd. Have you been LARPing yet?
No, but I mean, if you're a fireman, you've probably got a lot of downtime, maybe.
I can't.
You can work on your LARPing equipment and your costumes and stuff like that.
I mean, let's just stop and talk about how the apartments we see in New York, no one could afford. Let's get that out there now.
Yeah.
That's like, if you ever watch a TV show and you see the apartments in New York, cut them in half, and that's the apartment you can afford.
Right.
So then so in the comics, Grills is actually like a white dude who like grills on a grill. So he grills food on the rooftop of that Hawkeye owns. Like in the comics, Hawkeye owns a building where people live. Yeah, where people live, and he kind of takes care of them, and they kind of take care of him. And every night they go up to the rooftop and they all grill out and hang out together and drink beers and eat food. It's actually kind of neat. It's very New York feeling. but sorry to tell you that he is killed in the comics. He's killed. He's shot in the face. But in the so Grills is in the comics. There you go. He's a comic character. I think they're doing a very good job bringing in little bits and pieces from the comics, but the comic and the TV show are pretty divergent at this point.
Right.
I didn't mean to say divergent. That's a bad TV show and also a bad teen book. But we really get to see like Clint Barton. This looks kind of tired, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of tired, beat up, and we get that cool scene when he's talking to like the plaque they set up for the first time the Avengers assembled. I thought that was nice. You know, that was cool.
Was it? Well, yeah, it was for the what do they call it? They call it the I can't remember what they call it.
A memorial.
It was a plaque for a memorial for the New York event.
Yeah,
what do they call it? Do you remember?
They call it the New York event, or the attack on New York.
That's it. The attack on New York. Yeah.
I mean, if that happened in New York, yeah, we have a monument memorial. Up.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I didn't mean to. I forgot to tell you. Did you hear during the Kate Yelena conversation where Kate says you should go visit the new Statue of Liberty? Did you hear that?
That's the thing that I meant to write in my notes, but I didn't. So yeah. I heard that.
That's tied to Spider-Man No Way Home. Apparently, did you know that?
I did not.
I'm not going to say anything else. I'm going to shut up.
Okay. All right.
I
thought it was tied to the attack on New York. I was like,
no. When you watch, when you watch No Way Home, you'll see it.
Okay. I figured it got like messed up during the attack on New York, and so it was like new and improved.
No, it's just you gotta watch No Way Home.
All right, robot Statue of Liberty confirmed.
Yeah, it's actually the Statue of Liberty walks around now and saves people's lives every day.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
So then Clint Barton kind of talks to Natasha that she's dead, but he talks to her, and then we get a fight scene between Ronin. So he puts on the Ronin costume again, and he fights Maya and Maya and her people, right? So you sent me a very odd thing about a week ago. Let me see if I can read this.
I did?
No, wait. No, yeah, you sent me a tweet or a message where you said that Laura Barton is going to turn out to be Mockingbird. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can you tell the listeners that theory real quick so I can make fun of it?
Man, I did not know that you were going to talk about this, but I don't really have it ready to go.
Here's the deal.
You know more about it than me. It was some Redditor's comment.
Yeah,
I thought it was interesting. Here's the reason I thought it was interesting is that the watch being Ronin's doesn't super make sense, but I think it makes the most sense of anything. It doesn't really make sense for it to be any of the other Avengers because we already know who they are. So who could this Rolex be for? And it kind of made sense that maybe it's hers because she's so concerned about it and it could reveal her identity.
Okay.
So go ahead and make fun of that.
I don't think it's her watch. And
why not?
It doesn't look like her watch. And he's not too concerned about it. I mean, if it was her watch.
She's very concerned about it.
Yeah, but no one mentioned the watch last episode. Nobody said a word about it.
What are you talking about?
Last episode, no one said a word about the watch. Nobody said anything about it.
Laura did.
No, she didn't. No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
No, what'd she say?
She talked about the watch again.
What'd she say?
Well, I think she talked about the watch. Anyway,
she didn't.
So she was talking to Clint.
Yeah, about a lot of other stuff, but not the watch.
About stuff, and this is like where he's getting ready to go battle,
fight. Yeah,
Maya.
Yeah, but she doesn't mention the watch.
But she talks about how they've been so careful.
Yeah,
and the family is so far away.
Yeah,
but it's not good enough, and that's all about the watch.
No, but he didn't. No,
that conversation is about the watch.
Okay, let me ask you a question. If it was about the watch and Maya has the watch, how come Barton didn't get the watch from her last episode in episode 5? He didn't even ask her about the watch. He didn't even try to get the watch.
I think they have the watch.
No, they definitely don't have the watch. Wait, no, Kate has the watch.
But
she didn't tell him about the watch, and he didn't ask about the watch.
Yeah, but Linda or Laura and Clint talked about the watch.
I just want to say this, and we can debate this all day. Laura is not going to become like a superhero. Like that's not going to happen. Like in the comics that comic that she's based off of is the old Ultimate comics. Do you remember back in the day when I said the Avengers were initially based off of two things: the original Avengers from 616 universe and also the Ultimate universe 1610. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really remember, or are you just saying that?
I'm just saying that.
Okay.
But I do remember that there's like multiple universes.
Yes. So in the Ultimate universe, this Laura Barton and her children, Hawkeye had a family, just like he does in the show, except they were murdered.
Okay.
So like that, like there's no. So in the original comics, where this show is based off of, that he doesn't have a family, right? He's kind of like a not a gigolo. Sort of like a man about town. That's a nice way to put it.
You said he was a womanizer, I think is what you said.
Yeah, that's a good way, womanizer. And like Mockingbird's a completely different character. So like, and the actress, there's no way.
Mockingbird was never Clint's wife.
They did get married, yes, but it's a completely different character with a completely different name. Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I mean, it sounds like it
Linda
Cardinelli.
Linda Cardellini is not going to get into a superhero costume.
They've made looser connections in the MCU so far.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought it was an interesting idea, and it's a cooler reveal of whose watch that is than it being Clint's or Hank Pym's or frankly anybody else in the Avengers that we have already seen in the MCU.
I just think that the show has other hooks that I'm interested in that I don't need to watch. I forgot the watch.
Well, the watch is there, so the watch is there. That's like the main. What's it called? What's the storytelling device?
MacGuffin.
It's the main MacGuffin of the show.
Yeah, but it's for MacGuffin, it's very weak. You know, I don't think the show needs it. I really don't. I don't know why they even that. I feel like the watch is going to lean itself to another episode of something. It's like,
I feel like we're going to find out whose watch it is next episode.
Oh yeah, for sure, and it's going to link itself to something new after that. It's like whatever's coming out, like maybe She-Hulk or maybe some Banner.
I still think it's either.
It could be Banner. Why didn't we mention that? Why couldn't it be Banner?
I mentioned that last time we talked about this, and you said people already know who the Hulk is.
That's true.
You said they already know he's Banner.
Maybe I'm missing something with that. Okay.
I still think. I mean, if people know that the Hulk is Banner, which I'm not super clear on, but if they know he's Banner, then it's definitely not him. And I still think it's either Laura or Clint.
Okay.
Most likely Clint.
Okay, what do I get if you're wrong?
We'll have to invent some new award, I think. I don't know.
The Rolex watch.
We'll call it the Rolex Award.
Yeah, the Rolex Award. We have 2 awards now. We have Bombshell Award.
But Laura is super concerned about this watch.
Yeah, it's not hers.
I'm not saying it's hers. I'm just saying she's super concerned about it. So I think it's either. I think it's somehow endangering their family.
Here's the deal, though. From a storytelling
element, it's got to be Clint's or Laura's.
But from a storytelling element, this is why I tell my students not to use MacGuffins in that story. They take up so much oxygen. We could be talking about other things, but like this damn darn watch is like causing us to speculate. And it could be something. We could be talking about something else.
I think usually the MacGuffin serves its purpose before the 11th hour of a movie, right? That's the problem.
Not usually. It's like it's usually the last episode where you reveal, because like the whole thing is like the MacGuffin's supposed to keep people's attention throughout, and then once it's revealed what this thing is and what it does, the story's over. So we might not never know. We get a fight scene.
We definitely have to know.
Yeah, we get a fight scene with Maya. I thought the fight scene was serviceable. I thought it was fine. But then Clint pretty much says, "Hey, I'm not going to kill you, but if you come after me and my family, I will kill you," which seems about fair. But there was an interesting thing in that fight scene. Clint reveals that someone narked her out, like someone kind of sold out her father, and that's how Ronin found out where her father was. And then her boyfriend, bad dude. Code name, what is his name?
Kazi?
Yes, Kazi.
Kazi.
It looks like Kazi was not there when her father was killed, and it looks like Kazi sold her out. which is going to be interesting to see next episode.
I don't know about that.
Okay,
I know that's what she thinks. But I feel like that's maybe a misdirection in the same way that Jack throughout this series has been a misdirection.
Yeah, like Jock is arrested because like Eleanor reveals some information that Kate gave her.
So Kate finally tells her mother, "Hey, I've been very suspicious of Jack. Hawkeye and I looked into it. Turns out he's the head of the shell company that's tied to the tracksuit mafia."
Yep.
And Kate's mother says, "Okay, I'll look into it."
But it's obvious that Eleanor is framing him or did something. Yeah. It's like, it's definitely a head fake.
She totally like put his name on stuff. And that maybe even be part of why she's going through with the marriage, is so that she can, have this patsy for all of her things.
I actually like that. That's actually pretty good. That's not bad. Yeah. And then, we get so apparently then Yelena follows Eleanor. Oh wait, we forgot. Kate and Clint make up, basically.
Well,
Kate saves her life.
Get back together.
Yeah, because Kate saves his life. And then that scene where he hands her back the arrow. It's like, okay, you're cool. Here you go.
Yeah,
that was kind of neat. It fixed itself kind of effortlessly. Actually, it was like easy. It's just I thought it'd be a little bit more difficult for them to team back up, but it looks like it got pretty easy. Mm-hmm. And we all knew they would get back together because there's a fight scene they keep highlighting where the two of them are shooting arrows together. So I mean, yeah, we know that,
right? Yeah.
But then we get a big reveal. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so Yelena follows Eleanor, and Eleanor leads us to who?
Do we know at this point, or are we?
Yeah, they show the picture of him and they said his name.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Kingpin.
It's the Kingpin. It's the Kingpin.
Yeah. Every time we talk about D'Onofrio is credited as Kingpin.
Yes. In this episode. This is great. Fantastic. It was pretty much confirmed.
I'm excited because it means that Daredevil is coming back.
It also means that Marvel is not hesitant to do that now. So for the listeners, around the 12, 13, 14, 15, something like that, we had some cool Netflix Marvel shows. The first one was Daredevil. The second one was it Luke Cage? No, the second one was Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones, yeah.
The third one was Luke Cage, then Iron Fist, and then
Punisher. Punisher, I think, was.
Then was Daredevil season 2. Then the Punisher. Then another Jessica Jones. I think everybody got 2 seasons except for Daredevil, which got 3. Right. And we have a big crossover event called the Defenders. Did you watch the Defenders?
I did.
So good. It was right. I thought it was great.
I thought it was kind of weird.
Well, okay, so it wasn't the. It was okay. I loved the Daredevil. I need to finish it. I think I might finish it tonight. The final episodes of season 3. I loved all 3 seasons of Daredevil. I thought that.
I watched another episode last night. It was so good. It was one of the first episodes where the Punisher is involved. Yeah.
Oh man, the fight scenes in that. The fight scenes in season 2 are great. They're brutal fights.
It was amazing how good it was. Yeah.
Which one? Is it the staircase fight scene? No, you haven't got there yet.
I don't know, but it was the episode where Daredevil and the Punisher spend a lot of time on the roof of a building.
Oh, that's it. That's the staircase.
Okay.
With his hands taped up and he has a chain. So good. Like what I love about that Daredevil was like he loves to fight. Like that's it. Like he likes to.
You know what that episode? What I was thinking about is like, man, we say that. What's his name? What's the actor's name? Charlie Cox.
Yeah.
We say that Charlie Cox is like the perfect Daredevil, but really, Charlie Cox's stunt double is the perfect Daredevil.
Charlie Cox is in that costume quite a bit.
Whoever's doing those fight scenes, man, it was.
Charlie Cox does a lot of that. He does a lot of that. But
Yeah.
this is the thing, and I'm thinking this is from Marvel and Disney's point of view. Marvel and Disney are doing some interesting things when it comes to public opinion and these shows. So I'm going to talk for a minute about Spider-Man No Way Home. We haven't seen it yet, but people on Reddit and the internet at large were asking Marvel to do certain things. And I think
Mm.
Marvel kind of said, "Okay, we'll do it. We'll see how it goes." I don't know how I feel about this because like the internet was like, we want Tom Holland and the other Spider-Man people to be in a Spider-Man movie together, and then Marvel's like, okay, fine here, and like, is that the future of movies when like because like public opinion really pushed for Daredevil, like fans were roaring to get Daredevil, get Charlie Cox to play Daredevil. They want Charlie Cox to play Daredevil, and they got it. They're going to get it. How
Yeah,
do
well, when Disney or when Marvel stopped doing those Netflix shows, I think they said that was it. They weren't going to carry that
Mhm.
forward in any way.
They said, "Well, they're done. We're not doing any of these," And
Yeah,
then that's
right.
not true because now they're going to. We don't know if I'm almost guessing that the Daredevil and Kingpin characters will be like different versions. They won't be the versions from Netflix because they can say multiverse and answer that question of why it's different. But I'm really curious
What do you
about.
mean different versions?
Well, I mean, I doubt very seriously that the version of Daredevil that you saw in Netflix version is going to be the one that you'll see on Disney Plus. I don't think that's going to happen.
It's the same actor.
It's the same actor, but it won't be the same version of them.
Hmm.
It'll be a different version of the character.
I don't know.
Does that make you sad?
Kingpin looks pretty much the same.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if like because in the Netflix shows
I
they
think it's
kind of
gonna. I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be canon. I mean, what's the point? What's the point in bringing the actors over if they're not gonna just say that series is all happening in this
if
universe?
they do, I'm surprised that Disney Plus hasn't taken the Netflix shows off and then started putting them on Disney Plus, right? Because it's like,
That's
hey,
like that's like they probably don't have the rights to do it.
yeah. So I
It's
don't know.
probably it's probably locked up in
Don't get
licensing.
too upset if there are different versions of the characters. Like, don't get mad about that.
Yeah, I don't think that's likely.
Okay.
We'll see.
Um.
We'll see.
Okay. So, but my key question is that so fans were screaming for the Amazing Spider-Man and Sam Raimi Spider-Mans to be in a new Spider-Man. They got that.
See, I did not hear. I mean, I'm not tied into like all the comic book culture and all that, but I didn't hear any of that until the movie was already in production and people were like saying that it was part of the movie.
Yeah, I think well part of it was like rumors, and then part of it was like fans just going overboard begging for it. And then fans were
Hmm.
screaming for Daredevil. So is
Yeah,
that the future? It's like can like a few million people just band together and scream for something and Disney just gives it to them? I guess yes, right? Like, I guess
I
so.
think that might be the future for Disney, just because they are such a money making machine.
Yeah.
Um, and I guess it worked out in the case of Daredevil because if Daredevil comes back and it's at the level that the Netflix show is at, that's going to be amazing.
If it's
And
not,
I'm
it's gonna
sitting here
be
thinking, I'm like, do I want it to be? Do I want a Daredevil movie more, or do I want a Daredevil Disney Plus series more?
you want a Daredevil Disney Plus series.
I believe that's true. I believe that's what I want,
But
and
man,
maybe one Daredevil movie.
yeah, but listen, the blood and stuff that you saw in the Netflix Daredevils, you're not getting in Disney Plus. They're not. That's PG-13, man. You're not going to see the same level of brutality that you saw in Netflix version, unless
You
they
don't
make a
think?
unless they make an adult version. No,
I mean,
those
this is the company that made Deadpool.
yeah, but yeah, do they show Deadpool on Disney Plus? They don't have Deadpool on Disney Plus at all.
I think that's another. Isn't that another like licensing thing where that's not totally Marvel and Disney? That was a partnership.
I think Disney's not in the mood to have something as brutal as the Netflix Daredevil on their platform. I think Disney Plus is like, hey,
Mm,
a child can get to this, turn on, and everything on here they can watch and they won't be disturbed by, you know,
mm.
versus Netflix, which is like, hey, I'm going to show you me punching the guy in the face and breaking his nose and blood and guts. It's like, it's
You
like,
might be right, but if that's the case, then I'd rather have the movie.
Yeah.
You know, whatever can give me Daredevil at the same level that the Netflix series was, that's what I want.
We'll have to wait and we have to see. But it's
It's
exciting.
so good.
It's exciting. And
what
so,
show are we talking about though? Is it Hawkeye or what?
it's
What are we
Hawkeye.
talking about
It's
here?
Hawkeye because Kingpin is in it. Kingpin's in
Right.
it. So it's we're still talking about Hawkeye. Okay, so wrapping up, there's going to be next episode based off the comics I read. There's going to be a big scene where they're going to infiltrate a big hotel where the Kingpin is in. There's going to be a big bunch of fighting. And next episode, you can just go ahead. I can already guarantee you they're going to have their new costumes on and stuff like that. But that's all I know. I can't predict anything else. I have no idea. Besides those three things that I mentioned, I don't know what's going to happen with Yelena. I don't know what's going to happen with Clint after this. I don't know. So I have no clue.
So we talked about Yelena revealing that Kingpin's here. But we didn't talk about Yelena revealing that Eleanor, Kate's mother, hired her.
Yep.
To take out Clint.
Yep. I posted a link in the show notes a couple times where Eleanor's character is a villain.
Yeah, but I've been talking about it during the podcast, not just cowering behind the show notes.
Okay, that's fair. Do you get the Rolex award for that?
I don't think so.
No.
We gotta find out what the Rolex award is really going to be.
Yeah. No, but so okay, let's listen to things off that we know. We know that Eleanor is probably a villain of some sort. We know that Jock, AKA the Swordsman, is not a bad guy. We know that the next episode is going to be some kind of fight scene with Yelena. We don't know what. We know that that Maya, aka Echo, is probably going to turn on her boss. We see, and we know that Echo is going to get her own show at some point. So we know that's going to happen.
You think she's going to turn good for her own show, or is she still going to be a villain?
I'm very curious. I don't know. And to be honest with you, the actress who's playing Echo, I don't know if she has the acting girth to hold a show together on her own. I guess she does because they gave it to her. So they have a plan. So I don't know. But so far, I mean, if you would have told me that episode 5 was going to be this good after I watched episode 1, I would have said I can't. No, it's no way. Episode 1 was an absolute bad episode. It wasn't good. And it turns out the series is actually pretty decent. I'm actually
have you rewatched it? Have you rewatched episode 1?
I don't want to again.
I definitely liked it better the second time around. I rewatched 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, maybe I need to watch it again. I just didn't feel it.
Hey, so last episode we were talking about the phone call that Kate's mother made after Clint showed up in her apartment. You said that you think that she was calling Yelena and telling her where Clint was. And I said that I think that phone call would pay off in the next episode, not the current one that it happened in. Who do you think was right there?
You were, because it's obvious that she called the Kingpin to hire Yelena.
Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah.
There's like interesting stuff where it's when Yelena's talking to Kate, you know. It seems like Yelena's been tracking her throughout this entire series. So she's already been in New York when the first episode started. Or she's done a tremendous amount of background research in a very short period of time.
Yeah, I think it's the second one. I think she's a really good spy. She didn't have to stay there too long. She just show up, you know. But I still think that Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character might show up at the end of this, and I think I don't know how, but remember at the end,
Val is her character's name.
Oh, I said Val, but because remember, the only reason that Yelena really wants to kill Clint is because Val said that he was responsible for Natasha's death, right? And so now
Yelena's questioning that.
Yeah, well, I don't know, because I don't know if she's questioning it. When she jumped out the window, she didn't seem like her resolve was questioned.
So. Well, So when she jumped out the window, maybe not, but she had that in the back of her head enough to decide to trail
Yeah.
Eleanor and
Yeah.
find out what's going on with
That's
her.
true. That's true. I'm curious to see what happens. I do know this. People on the internet, which this bother me in general, really do think that we're going to get a superhero team show like the Young Avengers at some point. I do
Mm-hmm.
think that at some point we are going to get a new Avengers movie. It's not going to be called Young Avengers. So at some point we will get a new Avengers movie, but I think people need to stop thinking about this Young Avengers stuff because Kate was in the Young Avengers at one point. So I think that's
Mm-hmm.
what people want to see, but we're not going to get that.
Yeah, Kate and Yelena aren't really young, I guess, at this point,
They're
right?
not young, first of all, and then second,
yeah.
Yelena's not even an Avenger in the comics. So I don't know what people are thinking that she's not even young in the comics. So I don't know, like the Disney Plus just took her and just made her something different. So
When you think Young Avengers, I think of like high school age.
yeah, that's what you should think. But we have seen a lot of Young Avengers in the Loki episode in the Loki series. We saw them in Falcon and Winter Soldier. But first of all, if you're gonna make an Avengers movie, you have to have some star power. Francis Pugh has star power. What's her face that plays? What's her face? What's her name again? Keep forgetting that.
Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah, she has style. She has star power. You know, some of these characters have some of these actors have star power, and like some of these characters who play Young Avengers just don't. So people just need to kind of get over it. But
yeah, we will. Kate carried her own movie. You know, she had that Bumblebee movie.
Wow, you love that movie.
It's a good Transformers movie, so it stands out by being a good Transformers movie.
I'm not going to watch it. Do you have any?
You should still watch it. You should still watch it.
You got any questions for me? Anything for me?
No, my really the only question I had was the Statue of Liberty one. You're saying we're going to learn about that in the Spider-Man movie.
Yep.
Let's see.
Is it bad that I look for spoilers before I go see a movie?
I mean, you do you.
Yeah.
I try to avoid them. And if I do run across them, I am sometimes able to make myself forget that I saw it. So I can still enjoy the movie.
I go see these movies for the action. I don't really go see it for the stories because most of the time the stories are kind of like, not, whatever.
Did you see any more Thanos was right references in this episode? I
did not.
Kind of looking for it. I didn't see it.
I was actually thinking this. Like, I want a coffee mug that says Thanos was right, but at the same time, what the mug really says is we should kill half the population of the planet. And like, I don't want to carry a mug that says that. It's like, I mean,
were they killed?
Then they were killed and then they were brought back to life. Yeah. It wasn't like these people who got snapped were in a fantasy world where they were having fun. They just did not exist. I want to do is have social and government programs that help us deal with the environmental catastrophes that we're facing. I don't want to kill people to do it.
Yeah.
That's just me. That's just me though.
Still a cool mug though.
Guess what
I think it was Thanos colors, by the way.
It was purple. It was purple.
Yeah, purple with like yellow.
Can you get this mug? Maybe. I'm sure you can get it by now, right?
You said you were going to buy it after the last episode.
I say a lot
you don't have it already.
Let me go. I'm going to go to Amazon real fast.
Thanos was right coffee mug.
Are you doing it too?
No.
Oh, it's in the search engine, and yes, you can buy the mug. It is $17.50. It will get here by January 5th. You can also buy a Stark Industries mug. You can buy Ultron was right mug, which is odd. You can get a Flash. Weird. What's Ultron was right? He wasn't right about anything. You can get a mug with Thanos' face on it. You can get a mug that says "Good morning. I see the assassins have failed." That's kind of funny. You can get a Batman mug, but I already have a Batman mug.
You have a Batman mug?
Yeah, I have a mug with the yellow Batman logo on it. It's my favorite coffee mug. It's huge, and it just holds tea so well. Like if there was a fire,
a Captain America mug?
You do?
No, I said, do you not have a Captain America mug?
No, do I need one?
I mean, I thought if you have a Batman mug, I figured you would have a
You
Captain
know what?
America mug.
There's a Captain America mug right here. I could click on it.
Would it become your new favorite?
No.
No?
No. My mom told me something a long time ago. Don't get emotionally attached to stuff because it could go away. So I'm not emotionally attached to anything physical.
But the Batman mug you said is your favorite mug.
It's my mug, but if I broke it, I wouldn't cry by it. I'd just be like, okay, it broke.
Okay. Well, I just figured you'd want a Captain America mug and it'd be your new favorite.
Do you want this Thanos was right mug for Christmas?
Nah, my coffee mug cabinet is packed.
It's five. Yeah, why do we have so many coffee mugs? We just keep washing them. I don't get.
Right.
That scene where Yelena's like picked up Kate's one fork and she's like, I'm one person. And she's like, that's weird.
Yeah, that's a good point. I like what Kate said there. Yeah.
Yeah. A long time ago, I was at a grocery store and an old man came by. He's like, I need one fork. I was like, you want one fork? He's like, yeah. So I went to the aisle and we didn't have one fork. So we had packs of forks. And he's like, well, I'm not going to buy all these other forks. I'm like, well, I'm sorry. We don't buy forks individually. We don't sell forks individually. And he left.
Yeah.
It was a failure of capitalism right there. Mike, Are you ready for news? You can
abuse. I got one more thing real quick.
I had such a good thing. Go ahead.
The suspense is killing me, but you know what? That scene with Ivan and Thomas, the two tracksuit mafia guys.
Mm-hmm.
I really want a tracksuit mafia show or something. I need more of these people. They're so great.
I guess so. They're way better in the comics. You really should read the comics, Mike. You'd like it.
It seems like this is a comic that I might like to read.
You should. I think you'd really like it. You really like it. You have one of those big iPads, right?
Yeah.
Your iPad is perfectly designed to read comics.
Mm-hmm. Comics though are not perfectly designed for me to read. The problem.
Do you do it where you click on the panels and they move panel by panel?
I've tried that, but you know what? I was listening to another podcaster and they were talking about how that doesn't always work as well as it should.
It doesn't. No.
Yeah.
Maybe you're a paper comic kind of guy.
No. I can't read because the comic format is where I'm reading ahead and ruining things for myself.
No, you have to go. You have to follow it. It's left to right.
I know, but I can't.
Down.
I can't. I can't. I see it on the page and I read it automatically, and it's spoiled for me.
Well, so that's why you would really like this comic. You should definitely get it.
Yeah, I might anyway because it's a good show.
Maybe in the comics, you pay $20, you get like a ton of comics. It's really thick.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm hoping we get more of them in Echo at least. I could use a whole Tracksuit Mafia show though. To be honest, I really like those guys.
I'm not as big a fan.
They're fun criminals.
Yeah, that's true. News you can't abuse. So there's a link in our show notes where the directors talk about bringing Kingpin to Hawkeye. It's a pretty interesting read. You should check it out. They kind of say that they didn't have to establish Daredevil first. They could easily. They said they thought just bringing Kingpin in by himself was good, which is great.
Yeah.
So Spider-Man.
They didn't say that they needed to establish Daredevil first.
No, they said no. So a lot of people would think that they had to put Daredevil in Hawkeye, but they didn't do that. I don't think they didn't need to. It's kind of bloated. So even though we have a new variant called Omicron floating around our society, threatening to shut down everything, Spider-Man No Way Home is going to make a buttload of money. A ton of money. A lot of money. It's probably going to break records. Like, it's going to do very well. Everybody's going to go see this movie. So that's not.
I was looking at seats or purchasing tickets. You know, it's assigned seating at the theater that I go to, and there are definitely way more seats already purchased for Spider-Man than there were for the Eternals or Shang-Chi.
Are you boosted?
I'm not boosted yet.
No, get boosted, man. This Omicron thing. I don't think it's going to make people sick. I don't think it's going to make people sicker than the other variants, but it's apparently super contagious. So I think this is the future. Like this variant's going to be the one that we got to deal with for the rest of our lives. It's like this is it. Like the one that's like we're all going to get, and then we'll just get it every once in a while, like the flu.
I don't know why I haven't already been boosted. I'm usually like on top of that
Dude,
stuff.
my wife got boosted today, and she is completely like, I do not want another vaccine in my body, but she's like, I'm going to get it anyway. So
I think it hit my wife. It hit my wife kind of hard. The booster did, and she usually does not get sick from anything.
I got to check on her,
so
make sure she's okay.
I'm gonna get hit really hard because I always have a bad reaction.
I feel a little bad. Anyway, Spider-Man No Way Home. Go see it as soon as you can because who knows what's happening.
You got your ticket yet?
Yeah, I'm going to see it at 12:30 tomorrow. Pretty excited.
12:30 tomorrow.
Yep. All right. Tom Holland and Zendaya, whatever her name is. This is Zendaya. He only has one name.
Zendaya, I think.
Is that how you pronounce it? I never said her name before.
I think that's how you say it.
They don't want a Spider-Man sex scene.
Yeah, they think they're too young.
Also, no one's asking you for a Spider-Man sex scene. There's never been a scene. Some
reporter had to ask, right?
There's never been a Peter Parker Mary Jane. There's never been a Peter Parker Spider-Man movie sex scene. He's had this is what
in the comics or what?
They don't.
Movies you're talking about.
They don't even have sex. No, they don't have sex scenes in the comics. It's a comic book. And even in movies, they're not gonna have sex scenes. What? Like, no.
Some reporter had to ask this question.
Yeah, but it's a dumb question. Like,
I mean, I agree.
If you have the chance to ask interesting questions, ask interesting questions. Don't be like, so hey, do you want to have a sex scene together? Like, what? No. What? It's like no.
Save that for another movie.
I just people are stupid. Like the people that are in charge of delivering information to us are the dumbest people alive. Like, I'm starting to think that journalists just aren't good at their jobs, and I'm fine with that because I went to school for writing. I would like for them to be good at their jobs. Huh? Yeah. What? What you say?
I would like for them to be good at their jobs if they.
Well, I think some journalists are really good at their jobs, but then you have a couple of people who just are communication majors who fumbled into their job, and now they're like asking Tom Holland and Zendaya, "Hey, do you want to have a sex scene?" Like, no, jerk. Right. Why don't you talk to me about other things? Like I would talk to Tom Holland about what it feels like to be a British actor in America, but also trapped in the movie money making machine. And can he figure out a way to be the actor that he wants to be, or does he have to be the actor that other people want him to be? That's a complicated question that takes super long thought and a long answer. And I just came up with that off the top of my head, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, ask him an interesting question like, how much are you looking forward to voicing the Spider-Man cartoons on Disney Plus?
Yeah. How much are you enjoying getting ready to disappoint Mike? Because he's not going to do it.
I mean, that's a good question to ask, though, right? If you're a reporter. You got to find out the information.
You would ask, hey, Tom Holland, are you going to voice Spider-Man in the upcoming Spider-Man animated show that's been announced? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or, hey, what do you think about the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse sequel that's coming out? Did you watch the movie? What did you think? Yeah. Not,
do you have an interesting take that you would like to do in the next 3 Spider-Man movies?
Yeah. He's being very cagey about that. I don't think they have a signed contract yet. So.
Well, that's why you asked the question.
But then he's cagey about it. Anyway. And not really good news you can abuse.
He's been known to let things slip here and there. So.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, that is Hawkeye episode 5. We got one more left. And Mike, we have some guest stars next episode?
We do. We have guest stars from the SJW podcast coming on.
I'm super looking forward to this. Let
me get their full name. I haven't rehearsed that.
I need to start listening
to the SJW Comic Book Club.
I need to start listening to their. I need to listen to some episodes.
Yeah, I've listened to some of their episodes. It's pretty good. Good stuff.
Pretty excited. It'll be fun to talk about their episodes and like the series and everything else and wrap it up. Pretty good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
You know, with Loki, I felt very sad that was almost going to end. With What If, I also felt oddly sad. For some reason,
makes one of us.
But Hawkeye, I'm actually starting to feel down. Like I'm like, I guess it's over. You know. guess it's
Yeah, man, I could use more of lots of this stuff. I could use more of the tracksuit mafia. Give me all the Yelena Belova you can.
Yeah, I mean, Florence Pugh pretty much proved that she should have her own Netflix series. Like, yeah, 100%. Like, no one's would be mad about that.
Let's get Daredevil in the mix and do season 2. You know, I don't know.
Daredevil and Black Widow have a history in the comics, a really rich history.
I do not know that.
Yeah, I think they dated for a while.
Wow, which Black Widow?
Natasha.
Okay.
The Yelena Black Widow is not really a thing.
Really?
We've talked about that during Black Widow.
I for sure thought that she was a Black Widow in the comics. No,
she is a Black Widow in the comics, but it's way more complicated.
She's not the Black Widow though.
Absolutely not. Natasha's, I think, still alive in the comics. Maybe she's dead, but no, not Elena. Unless they're doing some different things, I have to check. But I don't think so.
Okay.
So Mike, you know what would be a good gift for Christmas?
What's that?
Sharing our episodes with people. Like that would be a gift for us.
It's a good gift to us. It's also a good gift to your friend.
Yes. You know what you could do? You could like get a USB, which is I have a hard time pronouncing it because I haven't said it in a long time. Get USB and load up a bunch of podcasts and then put them into a speaker and play them during Christmas. Like when your family's unwrapping gifts, you listen to us.
Yeah, absolutely. Who needs Christmas music?
No, you don't. Like this, we have over 50 episodes. Start from the beginning and work your way down.
Right.
I'm serious. I'm actually serious about this.
Yeah. I mean, Christmas movie marathon. How about a Christmas podcast marathon?
My family don't listen to this podcast. I'm going to make them listen to it.
Yeah, you should.
I'm going to make them do it.
They'll love it. Say, hey, instead of talking to me, listen to this podcast.
Yeah, no, legit. Like, don't talk to me. You've talked to me for 45 years. Sometimes you repeat what you say. Listen to this podcast.
Yeah. Another thing you could do with that USB stick is put it in a box and wrap it up and give it to somebody.
Yeah. But the easiest way to share this is, of course, hit the share button, send links via email, share it to friends and family. Give us a review. That'd be great. That'd be really fun.
Yep. Thumbs up, a rating, some stars.
Anything you can do to get the word out. Because we have a lot of episodes. We have our ranking episode coming up really soon. We have Spider-Man No Way Home. We have the last episode of Hawkeye. We have Avengers Endgame. We're going to do all of the WandaVision episodes. What else?
At some point, we're going to do the Lego Batman movie.
Yeah, we're going to have to do that.
You have to use your Batman coffee cup when we're talking about that.
Full of alcohol.
Dude, you are going to be surprised when you watch that movie.
No, I won't.
It's good.
No.
It's good.
All right, Mike. I will see you next time, brother.
Yeah. What are we talking about next time?
Next episode is the rankings episode.
Oh, man, that's going to be great.
Awesome.
If you need to find the list of all of the movies that we're going to be ranking, it's on Twitter at Super Sideshow. We tweeted that out. There's a list of all the movies.
Yes, and also listen to our next episode, and participate.